Lincoln served for most of his career before he went to Washington.
Lincoln's the man!
Lincoln is the man. Let's go up there now. I served for many years in the state government before I joined the United States Senate. I stood on these steps and I announced this unlikely journey to change America. And I have to say, after the announcement, there were those who came up to me and said, you know, why are you running this time? You're a relatively young man. You can afford to wait. Because of some long-held ambitions. I'm not running because I think it's somehow owed to me. I'm running because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. I believe there's such a thing as being too late. And that hour is almost upon us. We marked this week the 5th anniversary of the war in Iraq. At the outset, we were promised a 6-month bench. We would be greeted as liberators. It cost us about $50 to $60 billion. 5 years later, after the price tag has gone well beyond $500 billion, and people expect that it may reach as much as $3 trillion. After thousands of lives lost and thousands more grievously wounded. A war that has made us less sane. A war that has fanned anti-American sentiment. A war that has distracted us from the battle we need to fight. It would take us 16 months to get our combat troops out. That is potentially 2 years from now. And it's not precipitous. This war has lasted longer than World War I, World War II, and the Civil War. 2 years from now, it will have been 7 years. If we cannot stabilize Iraq in 7 years, we will not be able to stabilize it in 15 years. We will not be able to stabilize it in 21 years. We won't be able to stabilize it in the 100 years that John McCain is talking about. And it was prompted by an immediate controversy and firestorm of my former pastor who said some inexcusable things. And I found out about them during the course of this campaign and then during the last couple of weeks. And I condemned them strongly, but what I wanted to do in that speech is explain that this is just one more way that we're distracted. This is one more way we're divided. This is one more reason why we can't come together to solve big problems in this country. But it's not the only division we have. We're distracted by all kinds of stuff. We're distracted by all kinds of things. We're distracted by an immigration debate that's more about politics than solving the problem. We're distracted by arguments about gays as if that was the source of our economic dilemmas or our national security problems. We're distracted by the trivial back and forth and the petty bickering among our politicians. We're distracted in so many ways. And what I tried to talk about this week is we're all a little guilty of that. I feel myself slipping into it sometimes. But that's not how we're going to move this country forward. We are going to move this country forward because we recognize ourselves in each other. Because we decide all our differences, we have more in common. Because we know that every American loves their country and believes in opportunity and wants a fair shake. If they're working hard, they want to get paid a living wage, and they want health care for their families so they're not bankrupt if they get sick. They want to send their kids to a good school, even if they're not rich. They want to retire with dignity and respect. They want to be safe from harm. They want an environment that we can pass on to the next generation. That's what so many of us want. That's what is at stake in this election. And so we can't afford to be distracted this time. Not this time. This time it's going to be different. This time we're standing up and insisting that change is possible. This time we are going to put aside fear and we are going to reach out for hope. This time we are going to turn out like never before and we're going to vote at record numbers. This time we won't be turned back by racial division. We won't be turned back by social hot-button issues. This time, we are going to stay focused on creating the kind of America that we want for our children and our grandchildren.